Welcome to PodSpill number 7.
Number 7.
No, it's number 8.
Welcome to PodSpill number 8.
Okay.
7.5.
So, I'm John, joined by Malcolm.
Hi.
Hi. And joined by Soren.
Hello.
Hello. That's how you say that word.
Here.
So, moving away from Star Wars cast.
Just a tad.
We're going to talk about remasters today. Yeah? Is that what we want to start with?
Yeah, so how about that Knights of the Old Republic master? That
would be a good remaster to do.
They're doing it.
Really?
Someone's doing it in 4K.
This
is real.
Okay. All right. Cool.
This is real life.
This is real.
I hope so. I know there are graphics mods already you can put on there to boost it up.
I can't even get the second one to run on my computer, so yeah,
Ooh.
terrible port.
God.
But no, they're remastering Spyro, so I'm pretty excited for that one. But is it only for PS4?
No, it's coming to all of them.
It's coming to all of them?
PS4 first.
Okay, cool.
My grandma's excited. It's the only video game she's ever played in her
Yeah, my
life.
grandma, well, she's not currently excited for anything, but it was the game that we played together all the time. But it'll be interesting to kind of see. Aren't they doing 3 of them? Are they doing all 3
They're
in
doing
one?
all 3.
All 3?
Yeah, like
What
Crash.
was the third one? I know, like, you're the
It was Spyro
Dragonfly.
3.
Was it just Spyro 3? That was it?
Do the subtitles really matter? Literally,
know.
you're just chasing
Mine was.
jewels and the guy with the egg and
so
circles, and that's the best part. Is the egg
so
chase.
great. My favorite thing was whenever you'd find an egg, each one would be like a different dragon, and they'd have their own name. It'd be like, oh, you saved Jake or whatever. And I was like, it's like a little
You saved
dude.
Chad.
You
And his
Chad.
sweet mohawk.
And his sweet
Chad
dragon
Dragon.
name.
God.
Like an Aragon, all the weird.
I feel like I'm terrible at video games. Like I've never played Spyro.
You've never played,
I've never played Spyro.
If you didn't have a PlayStation and a
Yeah,
grandma
that's true.
apparently to play with,
I had a PS2.
that's
That's
Spyro.
were you?
Never played it.
It was backwards compatible with nothing else.
Yeah.
Back in the good old days.
And then they started getting weird with it once it left the PlayStation 1. Like, they came out with one that was just not, I don't know, they tried to be, like, super edgy with it. And, like make
Sonic.
It, yeah, like, yes.
Like Knuckles.
Well, I don't
the
know.
Knuckles game.
Oh, boy.
That's a
Jeez.
remaster
Okay.
that we need.
Never played Sonic either.
It's almost like people don't really want to play platformers that
Yeah.
much anymore, since
Yeah.
every indie game is
Unless
just a
it
platformer.
punches you in the dick repeatedly, like Cuphead.
Even then, I'd be interested to see like the user numbers on Cuphead, how fast it dropped off.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot
It
of
dropped
user
out of the
numbers
top
that
10
do
real
that.
quick.
Like Pokemon Go. It's like,
Ooh.
10 million users, and then like a month
They were still
later.
at okay, but once people were saying like it was dead, even a month later, it was still 5 months later, it's still millions.
Yeah, I think
2 million.
And then I
users
think
still,
when
which
they
is
did the
insane.
whole releases of the new generations, that kind of helps.
Yeah.
And then they did some new. I've revisited a couple times.
Now to get the legendaries, you can attack gyms, but it was over my
Yeah.
head because I
you have
can't
to like
handle
form a
games
group
with
of
any
people.
depth.
And social interaction for me,
Yeah.
that just is not gross.
When
If
it
only you
came,
had a
when it came
friend who would
out,
have gone out with you.
did it come out last summer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or spring maybe.
It was a year, so it was before the start of the school year because it was like 2 weeks before school started.
Yeah.
Okay.
Last year, not this last school year, but the year before.
It's been out about a year and a half.
Because there's just like
Wow.
kids would show up early to Washburn
Yeah.
to play because there's
Okay.
3 Pokestops
Yeah.
or something.
I remember that.
Because
Yeah, no,
like
it was-
everything, Washburn's on top.
Right.
Go
yeah.
bots.
Yeah.
They should probably remaster
I'm a big-
Pokemon
big
Go,
fan of Mario
so it's a
University.
little more functional.
So I played that when it first came out, and I would get like groups of friends together, and we would go to like parks, and that aspect was fun. But then it became like too much of a chore.
Yeah.
It felt like a task. Like I don't know.
I was always running out of like good Pokeballs. I'd have
Yeah.
like 100 regulars, and then the one time I would need it, and I'd finally find a new Pokemon.
Yeah.
Like, you're 12 messed up. Sorry. See you later.
Yeah. It's like okay, good.
But
bye.
you made berries.
Look, you can go have more fun. Yeah, I don't really care because like
No.
half the fun is like getting these
I
rare
wanted that
ones.
Gyarados.
I don't want any more of these fucking Pidgeys. So, yeah, that fucking game sucks.
And
I
then first,
don't know.
yeah.
Remasters,
Anyway,
yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
Right,
We should definitely remaster
So,
Pokemon Go.
things that are being remastered.
I don't know anything off the top of my head, but I'm trying to think of things that I want to be remastered.
Well, Malcolm said Old Republic, which would be a good idea, but
It is being, or is
It's an unofficial, but they gave them the source code for the game.
Yeah, so it is.
It looks really good.
Yeah.
It's they're doing it in first person mainly, and I think they're trying to remove the turn-based combat.
Really?
And make it a little more fluid.
Huh.
I think.
That's essentially just changing the whole game.
I don't know. But
I don't know. It'd be cool to see some older games remastered, like
Champions of Norath would be cool. There hasn't been a cool top-down RPG in a while. Diablo 3 kind of sucked in my opinion because I didn't really get the RPG aspect of it.
What'd you get instead?
It was just a top-down like brawler. Like
okay.
I like when someone says RPG, I don't like them like saying, "Oh, your RPG element is." Do you want to heal a little more with the Witch Doctor, or do slightly more damage with the Witch Doctor?
Yeah, that's why like when Divinity came out, it was more of like a.
I'm still waiting for it to come to consoles. Except for the first one on consoles is a little rough. If they're gonna remaster or port something, don't half-ass it.
You know, it'd be really cool if they remastered like the old Gauntlet, a little better.
Yeah,
like the straight up the one that they had for the 64 back in the day. That used to be like.
Where you're getting the runes, and you're like going through the different portals, and then you have to find like the hidden runes, and then
just remaster that one. Don't come out with like more content.
No, the last one was good.
The last one was, what was it? It was for the PC,
and it was for consoles.
No, there was a different one that came out.
There was one that came out like 2 years ago for console.
Yeah, and it came to PC, but that was you only got to pick like a couple characters.
Yeah, like the original Gauntlet.
Yeah,
which is good.
I don't know. There was a lot more characters besides the
Gauntlet matters so little that when you Google it, it doesn't come up as a game. Lots of other things.
Even Webster's comes up before the actual
Gauntlet
game.
Legends is the one you're talking about.
Yes.
Which had the 6 options.
Yes. And then
Seven Sorrows was also really good.
Yeah, I enjoyed that one.
And by a couple years ago, we met Gauntlet.
4.
Came out 4 years ago. Dark Legacy was really good too.
Yeah.
That was on PS2 also. Even though they had a gaming.
Yeah, the last one that came out was just not that great. I thought, like, in terms of what Gauntlet 7 Sorrows did, in comparison to what Legacy did, the 7 Sorrows did a better job at, like, expanding the story and expanding your specific characters' abilities, whereas Gauntlet Dark Legacy expanded on Legends and made it so that there was just a lot more characters and a lot more worlds you can visit, and you were just doing the same old rune stuff. But I think they should do just one more because it was such a, I don't know.
Although this Gauntlet costs like $15. So
yeah, the 2014 one. What was that Tomb Raider that came out that was more of like a third person?
You're talking about the relaunch of Tomb Raider? It was called Tomb Raider.
No, not the newest ones that came out. There was one where it was like a top view and it was a multiplayer co-op of Tomb Raider, and essentially it was like you and your friends got to play as like essentially Temple of Osiris. Temple of Osiris, yeah. That one got a lot of...
That's a twin-stick shooter.
Yes.
My least favorite kind of game.
Everyone liked that one at least, but that was the same sort of Gauntlet... Well, hey, it was the same opinion.
Did I upset you there, John?
It was the same opinion. But...
Tell me why is my opinion upset?
No, it's your opinion's fine. You
threw your pen. I want to... Tell me about your twin-stick shooter.
You guys are just nerds.
You like twin-stick shooters, Sean? You a big fan?
Maybe.
What's your favorite twin-stick shooter?
I don't have one.
Yeah,
mine would be brothers,
but
they didn't really shoot. They just kind of ran around and solved puzzles.
All right, I'm trying to...
What do you got? Do you got
4 colors?
You got one you want to remaster? Mine's for Gauntlet. I'd love to see another Gauntlet. At least in the next 2 years.
I didn't play any... I think I was a real poser when I played video games. I mean, I still do, but...
Were you going to say COD 4?
They
already did that. It's too late. They already did it, John.
That's true, they are.
Yeah.
I liked games, so my first console was like the PS2, and the game that I remember having a lot of fun with was, it was like Jak and Daxter.
If they remastered Jak and Daxter, I'd freak the fuck out.
There's actually quite a few people asking for it.
I think that'd be pretty cool.
Well, no, maybe they did.
I don't know. No, they did not. I'm pretty sure they have not remastered.
I think there's one out.
They might have made a collection and put them all up on one.
The PS2 on PS4 trailer. What does that mean? Does that literally mean there's no way they just ported it over?
I think they did.
I think that's what they did.
But it was weird for Jak and Daxter there for a while because they came out with Jak 3, and then they did that racing one.
Yeah,
and
that's
then
the one. That's right.
yes,
I don't think they ever technically like finished the story.
but they did the Lost Chronicles, which
Okay.
was like a PSP game.
Okay.
Then they moved to PS4, but it was like set. I don't know. It was set at a different time, and it was just a weird. I don't know. See that the Lost Chronicles isn't even on there when you look at it.
Well, I think I remember. God, I think I was like in first grade when that came out.
Yeah, it was old. It's an
first or
old
second
one.
grade, and like I remember seeing the commercials on like Cartoon Network for it, and I was just like, look at these graphics.
Yeah.
Look how
Jak
cool
and
this
Daxter was
is.
a lot of fun. Actually, my buddy and I, we love the whole like ecosystem
Yeah.
that they have,
Yes.
and like how that plays into the world and the machines that no one kind of has an idea of what it is,
Oh,
but we
yeah.
kind of know.
You're right.
And like that's kind of what we based most of our magic stuff off of, and like the technology
Okay.
base. So like no one really knows what magic is, but it's
Right.
like this old technology essentially that these
Right.
underdeveloped villages kind of can tap into, but
Sure.
there's like they don't know what the ramifications are, which is I don't know. Jak and Daxter was just a great franchise
Honestly,
that I thought
yeah.
was very underrated during the time, but I don't know. Since we're bringing back remastered games, I never thought
Naughty
they'd
Dog
remaster
says,
Spyro.
"Don't hold your breath."
Yeah, see, so back to the whole under the radar franchise.
Does Naughty Dog even exist anymore?
Yeah, they make Uncharted.
Uncharted.
Oh, that's right.
They are exclusively Uncharted.
Fuck.
Well, what else does Naughty Dog make? I'm sure I'm going to look like a jack. Well, they
Last
made
of
Last
Us.
of Us, yeah.
The Last of
So
Us.
of course they exist.
Yeah, that's fine.
Unless
I
the
just
Last
read-
of Us 2 doesn't do very well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jak and Daxter, all the Uncharted's Last of Us.
I'm
that's it.
assuming that's
Yeah.
what happens because everything I love dies. So
Let's see. So I really liked that franchise, and then the cousin, the brother to that was Ratchet and Clank.
yeah.
And they're still. I mean,
I
what
think they are-
the Ratchet and Clank movie on Netflix? I mean, they're
fucking
still
God.
trying to. You didn't know about that?
I
one?
didn't know.
Yes, they got a Ratchet and Clank movie on Netflix.
I didn't know there was a Full Metal Alchemist movie.
Oh yeah, that came
It
out
looks
too.
terrible.
How
How was it? You're the
I
one who would
haven't
have
seen
seen
it.
it. Well, how have you not seen it? That's your
Okay,
thing.
so the way I consume media is I have to do it at the same time. So like I'll have a movie playing and I'll play games at the same time and I'll listen and watch and do whatever. So the Full Metal Alchemist movie is straight Japanese. So since I don't speak Japanese, it's hard
Right.
for me to do both, and it's really hard for me to sit down and just focus on that one.
Typical millennial.
Yeah, right. I have a very
Kids
maybe
these
it's
days.
ADD. Who knows? but no, the Full Metal Alchemist movie. I think the fans and the people who've watched it like it, but the Death Note one when it came out, no one.
Oh, we did that on
And
the
we did
pod.
do that.
We talked about that.
Yeah.
Death Note.
Go
was
check
a
out podcast.
it was a
1, 2,
hot-
3, or 4. It's one of those.
pile of garbage.
Yeah,
and it was. So that doesn't really leave much room for it to be. But I don't know. They said they tried to stick more traditional with it and try and do not go so far away from the source material that they did in Death Note. So that's helpful, but I don't really. They haven't done a good live action anime adaptation yet. So maybe we'll see one day. But as of right now, I don't hold any much hope for Full Metal Alchemist.
Speaking of that, I think between podcasts, that extended break that we took, I ended up watching the entirety of Death Note, not the
Yeah, the
shitty
actual,
remake.
the
actual.
Oh, there's still some cringy moments. No one's not saying.
That's
but-
true, but wow, I really like that a
Yeah,
lot.
it does a good job at talking about different sort of ideals and
Yes.
what you should do and what's the point of breaking for everybody.
Yeah.
and
I
a
was
lot
really,
of different stuff.
I was really kept in suspense. Like I was surprised at how good that was.
It's like a investigation,
Yeah.
mystery, murder party all into one.
Kinda, yeah, it kind of is.
So,
Yes.
other things getting remade. Oh, Dark Souls. There's a collection.
Yes,
coming
there
out.
is a new Dark Souls remake, and
This
it's
is
gonna
my-
be weird.
My weekly shout out to Eric because he's one of our only consistent references listeners. He's very excited for them to do 1 through 3 as a full remastered.
I think
in the
it's
United
weird
States.
to remaster 2 and 3 just because of how recent they are, but I definitely understand remastering Dark Souls 1. That game, when you play 3, and then you go back to 1, you can't. The combat system in 3 has been so updated from the original one that when you go back, it's so slow and clunky, and like it's just more difficult to get back into that feel. It's not hard to, once you've played all 3, it's pretty easy to get back into the nuances of each one. But updating the combat in Dark Souls 1 is going to make it essentially a whole new game. Which is pretty exciting because the Dark Souls 1 lore is probably the coolest but
So Dark Souls got released in 2011.
Yeah.
Why does that need a remaster?
Stuff's been jumping very quickly.
Yeah, well, Dark Souls 2 and 3 feel a lot more like the same game because they pretty much came out back to back. Dark Souls 2 came out, I think, like 2015.
Oh, look.
No, 2014.
Plus, I think they all kind of, when they got big, it was kind of at the end of the PS3.
Yep.
And so a lot of people moved to PS4 and were like, well,
yeah.
shoot, nuggets.
So a lot of people's like introduction to Dark Souls would be Dark Souls 2 because everyone was like, oh, Dark Souls is kind of fun, and then they made Dark Souls 2 in the community's opinion a little easier and a little more friendly for players. Yeah.
I want everyone to die.
Right. And so when they made 3, it was a lot harder, but it still had the same updated combat as 2. But it's still, they're so close together that, like, why would you remaster those 2 when they just came out? I think Dark Souls 3 came out in 2016.
Yes, you're right.
And so, like, that's 2 years ago? The game's not, and it's still, the community's still going.
The
and all that.
updated Scholar one's still full price.
Yep. So, and I think their last DLC came out the end of May last year. Wow. So, it's not like they actually need to remake 2 and 3, but to remake 1 essentially gives people a whole new game that they probably haven't played because most people start with Dark Souls 2 and Dark Souls 3. One game that they should remaster is Demon Souls.
Demon Souls.
That's the one that came out
2009.
Yeah, 3. That was OG Dark Souls before Dark Souls.
Yeah,
that was essentially the sequel to Demon Souls. But no one, most people haven't played Demon Souls.
That's true.
Because Dark Souls was such a updated, better version of it that your introduction then for new players at that point in 2011 was just Dark Souls. When they heard about Demon Souls, it was like, oh, but it was only for the PlayStation platform.
Right.
So there's a lot of weird stuff that happened, and it still doesn't justify remastering.
No,
I don't
so.
think. If anything,
well, I think it does. That way you can put a bundle together because I think that's what people want more than anything. It's the ability to get a bundle that you can play all on one system that's not PC.
But I agree with that. But just to leave out Demon Souls makes zero sense because that's the oldest game. Mm-hmm. It has none of the new stuff that they put in.
Right.
It would just make more sense to remaster that content since most of the current people who are playing haven't really seen it.
Right.
So, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that kind of goes into the Dark Souls franchise and From Software because they have another game coming out called Code Vein. Which is a vampire anime Dark Souls, essentially. The gameplay looks really good. I don't know what they're going to do with the whole vampire anime thing. But it should be fun. The combat is what I love about the franchise the most, so that's what keeps me.
I like the really solid fire physics. Just thinking, do I want to go any further?
Yeah,
no, I don't think so. I think I'm good.
They have never done pyromancy correctly.
I think I played collectively 45 minutes of all of them.
Ooh,
I don't enjoy it because I suck at life.
I go in. It's usually my friend Justin. He's like, "Hey, you know what would be really fun for me is to watch you play Dark Souls." I'm like, well, not really looking to do that, but
Justin.
Guess I'll take one for the team.
That's what I did with my friend, and he
got
super in. Well, he was into Skyrim hardcore, and I was like, well, if you like Skyrim, let me show you this.
No,
that's
and
he loved it. He loved it, and that's actually the game we played as roommates. And when I got sick one time, they got Dark Souls 3 and all the DLC. And I was like, well, I haven't bought the DLC yet. I might as well just take this week that was my last week of school, and when I was super sick. And I beat Dark Souls in 80 hours. Yeah.
Oh my God.
It was great.
It was great.
It was a good week. It was a really good week. Got my character up, I got my stats. I got the twin swords and was doing some sweeps and some jumps.
God. So okay, I guess the next question I have for remasters is, do we think that this is like a trend
Yeah.
because it makes money?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we've seen that
And
in
I like
movies.
it.
And I like it.
Okay.
Sid Meier's Pirates. Oh, I just thought of what I want remastered. Sid
Oh my
Meier's Pirates.
God.
We talked about it before, but just go ahead and
Why
redo
wasn't
that,
my
Sid Meier's.
answer?
Because you suck.
I even have Steam open right now as my very.
I opened
tiny
my
list.
Steam, and that was one of like 6 games I have actually downloaded. Is
So
the
both
original.
of you've played that, right?
I love-
think I'm the only one who hasn't played that
Yeah,
one.
I played the
Suck.
Yeah, I agree with that. But what do you guys think of Sea of Thieves?
I have not played it yet.
Well,
but
since
I hear
it's
great.
only a Microsoft game, I'm pretty upset. Even
Yeah.
on computers, it's
Forgot about
Microsoft only.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's through the Microsoft market. It's not through Steam. So
No.
enjoy your lack of support, everyone. Yeah.
We're gonna make
We're gonna show
Microsoft
you.
gaming, and it's gonna be really cool. But
so-
we're not gonna do like all platforms. So God.
So I have seen gameplay of Sea of Thieves, and it looks really fun.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like Sid Meier's, which is probably a good thing, because I don't think you want to play Sid Meier's like on a console.
No.
I mean,
They had a console version on Xbox 360.
Oh, that's right. They did. I did not play it.
It was man.
Okay.
Because it was the exact same thing. Like, you know how you like decide what cannon to shoot with your number
Yep,
pad?
yep.
Yeah, it's kind of. I think it was moving your right stick to the, like it was in the bottom right. I'm pretty sure that's how you decided what to shoot.
Okay.
It was something funky.
Yeah.
That's not very intuitive.
But yeah, that game. God, I should have made that my answer.
It's
That,
too late.
that needs an update, and also it also needs Steam Workshop support.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Or just Steam Workshop support, because I feel like
Yeah.
someone would fix it for me in a
There's
second.
so
Or
many.
put a 4K mod
You could-
on there
yeah,
and do their
oh.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Oh.
double the size of the map and
Oh my god.
fix everything.
Huh.
It could be so good. It is so good. Damn it. Why don't they do that? Why don't they do that?
Sid Meier's
They're too
doesn't-
busy
They
making
do
Civ.
mods though. Is the thing.
They do it on Civ
Yeah, on
6.
Civ 6
Mm-hmm.
and Civ 5. I think.
I need to write a
Speaking
letter
of
to
Civ,
Sid.
actually,
I'm gonna
How
write
was
a-
the expansion?
I'm gonna write a letter
yeah.
to Sid.
Did you?
How's the
play
expansion?
Oh,
Joe?
it's pretty good. I think.
What's it?
I don't
what's it
know.
called? Gods and Glory.
Gods and something like that.
I don't know. I just downloaded the update. And
Glory
it
and
seemed fine to
Death.
me.
Okay.
I played it for the first time.
God's glory and death.
I played it for the first time this week in many months.
I have
And I
25
lost.
hours in one game spread throughout 3 classes.
Great.
Now,
Okay.
see,
I went throughout this
I went
week.
back to Revolution
Oh my gosh.
because Mercedes apparently downloaded Civ on her phone and was like playing Revolution 2, which
Yeah.
I guess
Wow.
is now the new phone version. And I was like, hey, why don't we play the old Xbox version? And she was just
Yeah.
like, yeah, sure. And then like we played for 2 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, like she went hardcore on it, and I was like, so you're a Civ fan now? She was like, yeah, I love it. So one weird moment that we had back in 5, or I think it was 5, they would tell you if you had the biggest army, and they'd say it that you'd have the most pointy sticks or something like that. And I told her that, and that kind of like, I guess that was funny or something. And I was like, okay, sure, yeah. They hate me because I have the most pointy sticks,
God.
which also sounds
Okay.
like 50 Shades Freed.
Oh my god.
Anyways.
So I like. I don't know. It's been a while since I played Sid Meier's Civ 6. But I don't know. I generally like it. It's fine. It's good. I didn't really notice the update because I don't play enough of it.
Mhm.
My total logged hours, 47 hours.
Okay.
So
That is definitely
Now
a
everybody's
little low.
I don't know if I have that many on Civ 6.
okay.
I think
I know at
Civ-
least have a couple hundred.
I don't even know if I have that on Civ 6.
Mm.
I kept playing Civ 5 for a long time after.
Someone plays way too many games over here. Okay.
I have 560 hours on 5.
Wow. Okay. So
On 6, I only have 50.
so you're about right.
Yeah. I even after I got 6, I played 5 for a long time while I was trying to figure 6 out. I don't know. What do I think Civ 5 is by far the most hours I have on anything.
Yeah.
I hope. Otherwise, I'm going to have to quit the podcast and playing games 5 more hours on something.
Well, my Fallout 4 is 1,189.
I have 48 minutes on New Vegas. I have 92 minutes on Arma 3, but I got a refund on that, so whatever.
There you go.
I have more hours on Blood Bowl than I have on most games.
That's
so
a
that's
fun
saying
one.
something. Game Dev Tycoon, I have 40 hours. FTL, I have 40 hours. They never did... Okay, so FTL, did you guys ever play that?
What is that?
Faster Than Light?
No.
It's like you're running this little spaceship. It's a little pixelated game. It was a huge deal when it launched.
Mm-hmm.
They did one free DLC, and I'm still waiting. Let's see, February 2018.
When did it
3
release?
years, going on 3 years for this the real DLC to come out. I'm sure it's close. Any minute now.
I feel like they just dropped some.
Any minute now.
It's been three years.
I have 12 hours on Pirates.
Yeah, Civ 6 for me is just 89. I
Are
thought it
you
was a little
penultimate
more.
pendulum?
Yeah, that's me.
Hey, everyone out, John. Good luck spelling
Thanks.
that.
Appreciate it. It's fine.
I'm sure the high school kids
Oh,
will
I
appreciate
have 13 hours on Sid Meier's Pirates, but
Yeah, if you're in high school and you're listening to this, turn it off. Go do your homework.
you're not wrong.
Do you want me to leave that in?
Yeah, leave it in. Absolutely.
I have 100 hours on XCOM. I played a lot of XCOM.
Jesus Christ.
We got a good remasters, I think. I think a lot of people would appreciate Jack. I think some people would appreciate Pirates. I think no one's going to appreciate Dark Souls because that makes zero sense.
Yeah.
I
see
You
what you're
heard it
saying.
here, Eric. Fuck you.
I think
I'll send you Soren's address.
they recently though. Well, I don't know. I'd like to see more Pokemon stuff, but that's just me. What do we got next?
What do
on
you
the
mean
topic
more
list?
Pokemon stuff?
More
They
Pokemon.
release
Nope.
a new game
More.
every 2 years.
More.
It's the same game.
I need more.
Just with different names.
I
on their
need
Pokemon.
more.
Well, in lieu of talking more about Star Wars, we're going to talk about some trailers that we've seen. I think we watched all these just now.
We didn't watch The Incredibles. We'll watch
That's all
that
right.
later. We'll start with The Incredibles.
Start with Incredibles.
Oh my gosh, I'm excited. This has been a 15-year wait.
And there's absolutely no way that expectations built over 15 years will make
Live up to
everyone
it.
despise it.
I agree. It's going to be weird, and it's still going to be good, but there's going to be some weird
want a
reactions
grown-up
about it.
Jack. I love
I
Jack.
also thought they'd do a time skip, but
It's like 2 months.
But I mean, it's Mole Man.
But, yeah.
So I kind of want to see Mole Man also.
which is weird though because they already came out with a game that kind of addresses I guess the Mole Man, but he has like a villain name. It's like the
Mole Man's
It's
his
not
Mole
the
Man.
Mole Man. That's not his name. But they did come out a game with him being the main protagonist. So I feel like they already addressed that, but I don't think that's going to be the main.
I'm going to just go ahead and say that anyone who bought that game probably blacked it out.
Yeah, probably. It was on like the GameCube.
The Underminer.
The Underminer, yeah.
I really thought his name was Mole Man.
Well, he looks like a mole, but he
Our
lives...
audio listeners can't hear this, but I just rolled my eyes incredibly hard.
Oh, so you're not excited for Incredibles 2?
I mean, okay.
But John Ratzenberger is such a solid actor. Who is he? He kind of looks like a mole, too.
He's got
The
big
teeth? Yeah. The
Typecast.
squinty little eyes.
Typecast.
Typecast. This guy will do. He
Hey,
looks
you
the
know what I
part.
need? His
You'll
name's
notice he
Ratzenberger?
only does
My God.
Not that we have the
Pixar
ability to...
movies and Pixar games. It's
Holy
literally all he's done in his life. So,
He likes it, all right?
He likes...
Okay,
Speak
so...
Not a fan?
The Incredibles... Not even not a fan, just not exposed to it enough. I think I've seen The Incredibles...
I've seen it once.
Yes.
Twice. I've seen it more recently. And then probably, I assume I saw it when I was younger.
I saw it once in 4th grade. 3rd or 4th grade.
I was,
I was like, yeah, this is good.
I would watch
even
it
John was
every
indifferent
time.
to everything.
Every time it would come on Disney Channel, they were
Yeah.
like, "We're playing The Incredibles," and I was like, "Yes, we are."
Every time he'd sit at home and turn it on and be like,
Yep.
"Oh, The Incredibles is on. I guess I'll have to watch it again."
Where's my super suit?
God, he can quote it.
I am the
Oh,
greatest
no.
good you are ever gonna get.
So anyway, I can't even quote it. I think you've seen it way more than I have.
Yeah, I've seen it a couple times.
No, Abby yells at me
I'm
Oh,
just
God.
a lot.
trying to get some more.
I just remember Jack.
You guys are
Check
saying
out
you guys are saying these things to me like they're super funny. I don't get it.
My
Just
favorite line
freeze
is
then.
when they
Stop.
Yeah.
Okay.
As you can tell, I'm pretty excited for this one. Definitely gonna go see it.
what do we think? What do you think the plot of? Okay, let me ask this. So, what was the general brief 3 sentences plot of the first one?
So, Mr. Incredible wrongs a small child. Small child turns into supervillain. Supervillain kills all heroes.
Yep.
Okay.
Which was, yeah.
Okay. So now this second one. What
Second one?
What do we hope it? Or what do we think it's about, and what do we hope it's going to be?
It looks like it's more about kind of like a women empowerment thing because
Okay.
Mr. Incredible's like taking care of Jack and the kids
Right.
while
Elastigirl
Mrs.
is
Incredible.
Elastigirl because she's not defined by the person she's married by because his name's Mr. Incredible, but she was originally
Isn't
Elastigirl.
Incredible literally their last name?
His last name. She was Elastigirl.
Did she
before
not
it.
take his last name?
She did.
So that would make her
Actually,
Mrs.
I don't
Incredible.
know what their secret identity. Did they ever reveal what their secret
List of
identities were?
incredible characters. Here we go.
They'd have to have
Their last
something.
name is Parr. So Mrs. Parr.
Mrs. Parr.
Does that satisfy you?
Yes,
You
that's
ass.
fine. She could be Mrs. Parr.
Okay.
But she is Elastigirl.
Anyways,
Elastigirl,
he's like taking care of the
Incredible.
kids while she's doing that, and then the fast kid's mad because he wants to be a
go fight,
hero.
yeah.
And that is the whole trailer, so that's all I know
Yeah,
about it.
it's just going to be family inner conflicts about who's going to be the hero, and then at the end of the movie, they're going to come together as a family and do exactly what they did in the first one,
Okay.
which is fine with me.
Okay.
I mean, they
I
had
say the
cars.
sun turns evil.
And this is the
Plot
thing.
twist. Calling it.
And this is why I say that it's been a long time coming for this remake.
Okay.
You know, they came out with Cars 3 before this. You know, they came out with a different movie in the Cars universe called Planes.
Yep.
That did nothing.
Yep.
This is what I'm saying. They did all those other ones, but
I'm still
we've been
waiting on Wall-E
for.
too, so I don't want to hear it.
Well, aren't we kind of live in Wall-E already? All we need is some more robots running around, and then we're pretty close to the same sort of future.
You remember earlier when you said you love me, John?
Yeah.
Remember that. Remember that.
Okay, so Incredibles is scratched off the list. Next one we
Ah.
had, we talked about it.
I loved it.
We dissected it. We dissected the
We
first
did.
one a little bit.
What I hope it's going to be about, though.
Okay. Okay.
Right.
Let's
Let's
get
talk
to
about
that.
what it's going to.
Let's get to the second.
I
one.
hope that it's a revitalization of the superhero era in that world. I hope there's other superheroes they're going to try and introduce besides Frozone. I hope they're going to try and bring
They're
other
all
people
dead.
in there. But
Literally,
the whole thing was
plot of movie
right,
one.
right. But the whole thing
Spoiler alert
was
from 15 years ago. All the heroes died. They had capes. Capes get you killed.
no, they died because he was bringing them to the island and killing them and taking their
Well,
powers.
and the capes.
The reason why there was no
Like three of
superheroes in there is because they outlawed them. Essentially, they said no more superheroes because you guys are the reason why they're supervillains.
Oh,
And
so
the
it was like
essentially yes,
Civil
it was
War.
Civil War before Civil War, or even before that. I don't know. It was Civil War before, right? Yeah. So Incredibles
Just keep
was
doing your
Marvel.
sword.
Yeah, but so hopefully when Mr. Incredible and the family comes back, then they bring back.
Oh, what?
Modern
Elastigirl or
superheroes.
Mrs. Incredible?
Oh.
Oh.
Boo! She was Elastigirl before
It's
she married
Wikipedia. It
him.
doesn't count.
But
Doesn't count.
yeah, to see more cool
It's
superheroes
changed.
like that would be pretty cool. I think.
Okay.
I hope,
Oh.
but this is just me, that it's hot garbage and Soren cries.
I mean, it could still be hot garbage, and
I also
I
hope there
wouldn't
is a
cry.
small child sitting behind Soren, screaming and kicking the back of his chair and saying, "Mama, why is that guy so tall?"
now I think the reason why he said that is because at the beginning of this, there's a meme going around saying this movie's not for you. Don't bring your loud crying ass kids to the movie theater because
Oh,
it's
yeah,
not for them.
that's true.
Which honestly,
It is.
it is for
Because
them.
It's a Pixar
It's for
children's
them.
movie.
I understand it's for them, but I don't know.
But deep down, it's also for
down.
me.
There's this Reddit thread sub called "R Gatekeeping." That's where I see that meme more than anything. Setting non-realistic and stupid
Yes,
requirements
parameters for things. Yeah.
on things.
You know,
Yeah.
I think it's. the
Let's
new
talk about
generation.
something that does make me want to hit Soren.
Okay.
Come on.
There's
Alright.
very few things though.
Deadpool 2. Saw that trailer.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm excited for it.
I
It'll
hope
be
they can
funny.
keep the magic alive.
I think they can. I think they will.
I also hope, since I think there was enough time after Marvel bought them, that they can do a little shot at Marvel or something like that when the extra scene.
What do you mean?
Well, now that they can like purposely do stuff within the Marvel
Oh,
universe,
okay.
I hope the extra scene has something to do with that.
It's like introducing Deadpool to the grander scale of things.
Yeah, or like just have him walk in front of like Captain America or something.
What would be so awesome? There is a comic book out there where Deadpool goes and just kills everybody.
Yeah, it's called Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe.
Yes.
And then Deadpool kills Deadpool.
They should do that.
And then Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe again.
Just in the cuts, like the very last scene after the credits.
Even for rated R, some of the stuff in that thread was he ripped some people, literally ripped them into like millions of pieces with his hands, and he killed Wolverine.
Yeah. Which
is impressive. But Hugh Jackman's gone, and they blew it. Marvel, you blew it. You waited too long, and Hugh Jackman left. And with him, any hope of you making a quality movie anytime soon. So.
Good God. So, do we all know who Cable is and everything?
Yeah, he's from the future. He's Cyclops Kid.
He is Cyclops Kid, and Madeline Pryor, who is a clone of Jean Grey.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Cyclops' storyline gets real freaky.
Yeah, I know he's
no matter what story arc it is, it's bad news. So I hope he just ignore all
do
of
some
that.
weird things too.
Like, you mean he travels through time?
No, I meant like killing some mutants and like doing some.
He's like targetedly killing people to prevent, depending on which one, prevent like a certain future.
Cyclops 5.
Yeah, so that's exciting.
Yeah, actually, I'm kind
There's some really well-made action figures in the trailer.
There are.
If you guys know where to get those, buy them and send them to me.
Do you think they'd actually come out with like a?
Oh my God!
Deadpool?
Marvel Legends has its online, which is it's usually better made than Black Series, but not that I collect action figures.
Not at all.
Nope. Totally doesn't do that.
No. Actually, I recently, and then sure, I'm just a kid. That's fine.
That's fine.
I saw this guy's Lego collection, like Star Wars Legos.
Oh, he had the new Millennium Falcon.
He had the old one and the new one. Like the dude had.
Okay, but if you buy the new one, you might as well buy the old one because the new one was $800.
He has like multiple of like everything, and like I was like, this is. I think.
Did you steal some?
No, this was a video. It was like a 10-minute video of this guy.
I was just gonna start taking like single pieces collection. Off each one. And then build your own little ship. Like, I fixed it for you.
There you go. This is Jesus Christ.
Add it to a collection, Dad.
But yeah, no, I don't know. It'd be cool if they actually sold the Woody Deadpool.
Yes, I think it would.
Action figure.
Yeah. I'd buy that.
That'd be funny.
I'll make my own for you guys. As a going away gift to always remember me by.
That also means you do have a Woody action figure.
2 Woodies with no
lost the hat,
no hat, no boots, nothing. No little handkerchief.
So Malcolm, what were you doing with this? Just robing in for Deadpool. Okay, that's not weird. I don't know. I think I'm pretty excited about it. I'm not really sure exactly what the story is going to be because it looks like.
Yeah, they just kind of took certain
Deadpool and like.
I feel like they fight each other and then come together to kill other people.
Probably, because I think that's kind of like how their relationship was, at least in the comic books. Like they worked together, but they had contempt for each other. And it looks like X-Force is in this.
Yeah,
is kind of what I'm guessing.
Really?
Sort of, or at least some sort of.
That's kind of their shtick. That was kind of their main group.
Okay.
They're bringing back. Was it Negasonic? Teenage Warhead.
Oh yeah, she's awesome.
And then Colossus, and maybe they could afford a second X-Men in this one.
They could afford.
You just never know. I mean, it's not like it's literally being made.
Oh, only Colossus.
Colossus, yeah. And he literally goes, "Why is this whole building empty? It's almost like I can't afford any more superheroes."
Yep.
That's really I forgot about that. That's really funny.
Yeah.
Maybe they could just bring back Quicksilver one last time.
I want to, but it has to be a third actor.
Different actor.
Okay, that's fine.
Not my Quicksilver.
Not my.
God. Poor Quicksilver. Yeah, I was kind of looking at like a diagram of like who owns what because there was some discussion on like who owns Venom.
Oh yeah.
And everything's kind of up in the air. So like it looks like Sony used to own Spider-Man, obviously, because now Marvel. Kind of does, or is like sharing the rights.
Some.
I thought. Okay, so did Fox not? Fox just owned the mutants then.
Yeah.
They own the X-Men. So Sony owns Spider-Man, and then that's where they cross. What do you mean used to?
Because now Marvel's using.
Well, Marvel has a contract with Sony, so they can use it back and forth. Because basically they're doing character trades. That's how they got Iron Man into the Sony Spider-Man movie. It's like they gave them Iron Man to use. Robert Downey Jr. and Spider-Man, the new one, Homecoming.
Yeah.
Oh, that wasn't Sony.
Yeah, that was straight Marvel.
That was Marvel.
Yeah.
No, it was made by the company that owned.
Oh, hang on, we're
Trying to get our weird. Well, hey, it's not like it's a easy landscape to understand anyway.
Yeah, I know.
Who owns it? Because
Yeah, Sony
producing...
and Marvel. So Sony owns the rights.
Okay.
They let Marvel make the movie, but they still own Spider-Man.
Oh, okay.
So that's why.
And
Venom
since they let them
is
do
Sony.
that, that's why Sony then let them use it in Avengers. Basically, Sony said we can't make a movie, but we like the money.
So where does Venom then? Does Venom then not fit into the Marvel universe?
I don't think
at
this.
all?
I don't think this one does.
Do you think that? Because that's it. Venom and Spider-Man and Carnage and all that.
They have to go together, right?
Not.
No, so I feel like
You could do a good job
Venom, especially Carnage, never really go in the Avengers kind of thing. Carnage has always kind of been his own. His good stories are his stories.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
Spider-Man's own.
The Avengers, even in the comics, are
villains.
more friendly, open to people than anything that Carnage would be in.
Yeah,
So I think they're just sticking with the comic idea of Carnage
Yeah.
and Venom are kind of.
I don't think we'll ever see a movie where like any of the original Spider-Man movies that have already been out. We're not going to see that anymore. I think Spider-Man's now going to be exclusively with Avengers.
I don't think so.
And I don't think they're going to.
I think Sony's going to
Venom
keep telling
and all
them. No, Sony's going to keep telling them to make movies because Sony, in order to keep the rights, I'm assuming it's the same way as it was with Fox.
Mhm.
They have to put out a movie every so many years. That's why we got the second Amazing Spider-Man, even though they should have rewritten the whole thing.
Yeah.
And so they're going to probably bring Venom into it. They still have the right to do that. But the reason Marvel even made that one is because Sony wanted to make money for once.
So again, where do you think Venom actually
I think
has
Venom
a
comes
place?
in the next full Spider-Man movie.
So this is his.
But they want to
origin
do a
story, and
rated
then he'll
R
come in
Venom
later.
movie.
Okay.
So you can't really do Venom PG for an introduction. You can't really do a Venom introduction in one movie unless it's his movie.
Or if you get Eric from that '70s show to come in and.
Well, see that was the issue because Sam Raimi didn't want to do that because he knew that he just wanted to do the Vulture.
What a terrible choice for Venom.
Yeah.
He scared me, but not in the like.
Topher Grace scared you?
But more like if I saw Topher Grace, I'd be worried about like him stalking me. Not like
so
turning
not like
into a big monster. More like I think you're gonna stalk
guy's
me
creepy as
and then abduct me and kill me.
Got it.
Shout out Topher Grace.
Love you, Topher.
Hit me up on Instagram.
Hit me up on.
Something. Yeah.
Good God. Okay. Yeah. So I mean, I guess I think this Venom is going to be.
John's not a fan. Don't let him lie to you.
It'll be what? Probably
Remade.
standalone.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the standalone will push
Somehow
him into
tie.
the.
I think it's just going to introduce him, and they might make mention of Spider-Man a little bit. But I really just think this is a full-on origin.
That might be kind of cool. 'cause
Do you
usually
think
they
it's
don't
going to
do
be
it for-
like how Suicide Squad was in reaction to, like, within the world, in reaction to Superman? Like, oh, there's this amazing spider flying around, and we have this thing. You think we can find a criminal and who has nothing left to lose
I don't
because
think
there was
so.
a death in his family?
I think everyone.
There was a fire.
I think everyone learned their lesson from Suicide Squad.
I think.
And if they didn't,
That's why there's Suicide
they're gonna be
Squad
fired.
2.
Yeah, but DC just doesn't care. They literally don't care.
They don't.
That's why Zack Snyder has a job. That's why Zack Snyder
You don't
makes more
like Zack
money
Snyder.
every single movie than I ever will make in my life to put out garbage.
To put out garbage.
What does he contribute other than a grayscale for the colors? Nothing.
Hey,
Ding, ding, ding.
I was going to try to say something,
It's
but
gonna
you're
hurt.
right.
Yeah.
So, okay, that's an interesting point, Soren. What we think we're going to... Okay. So, in Spider-Man Homecoming, was there any, like... Oh, wait. Who does he fight in that?
The Vulture.
Yeah, just some dude. who
Michael
wanted
Keaton.
some
Right.
tech.
Just some dude. Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton, who wanted some tech.
Birdman.
to
Were there
make some money.
any, like, mentions of, like...
Other characters?
Of, like, Oscorp?
No.
Oscorp, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Of, like, the actual corporation they're stealing the tech from?
Yeah.
I
That's
thought
who
they were stealing it from Tony.
Oh, I think they also mentioned that they mentioned Oscorp in it. It was like a slight cameo.
I don't know.
It's the same way that they mentioned It was like in the background or something. It was like Lex. You know how they brought up Lex Luthor's corporation in Batman? It was like literally a trailer going by. It was like the same thing.
Okay. So I wonder if like it's something kind of like with that. Maybe like Oscorp was like a competing thing against like Tony Stark. And
the heavier shit kid turns into a supervillain in the comics.
Okay.
But I don't remember who he is. Is he the Hobgoblin?
No. Well, because at least in the comics, wasn't. I'm trying to recall.
I don't know, but are you trying to say like what were the obscure references in Homecoming that would like be a foreshadow of kind of where Spider-Man and who he's going to be fighting in the future?
Yeah, and so like, and if it's Venom, so like, let's say like Oscorp gets a hold of Venom or whatever, like at the end or something, and it's like,
I don't know.
this is our
I thought there were a
That'd be a
lot
cool
more.
credit
I thought
throw
there
in.
was a lot more Avengers nods and other superhero references.
Yeah.
Than potential plot points of the future. There's a lot of shit about Stark. There was a lot of stuff about, the Avengers and Captain America and all that. A lot of jokes about them, but I didn't think there was a lot of like defining like, oh hey, like they did a lot of this is Aunt May, this is the school they're at, hey, this is Queens, this is the spider, like the technology, we're taking it back to the old cartridges.
Yeah, I think maybe they're trying to divorce themselves from like previous versions.
The previous versions, yeah.
So maybe they won't even do Oscorp.
Yeah, I don't think they did.
It's such a big part.
It is. And that's the thing. I think the other franchises already did the big parts of Spider-Man, so I think it's really weird that they're going a whole Venom route because honestly, isn't that the last piece of Spider-Man? Venom?
Yeah.
At least a good one.
Right. Yeah.
That wasn't so... Because even in the third one, the Sandman was the main arc. Or no, was it the second one?
It was the third one. It was split between the two. That's why it was...
Yeah, it was split.
terrible.
Yeah, there was like two different enemies that he kind of had to get through.
Okay.
So
I'm trying to figure out what that kid's name was.
Who?
The bigger kid. Ned.
I think Ned or Flash. One of these two. I read an article that like... There's an article about how one of the kids is actually becomes a villain. Also, third character take on the Hobgoblin mantle.
There you go. After being brainwashed as a stand-in.
Yeah. So I don't think that's going to be anytime soon because they're not going to recast them. But there's a couple different things like that where it's like lesser known people that weren't obvious coming in.
Yeah. So they might have laid the foundation in with a couple of like the friends and stuff. But in terms of references, I didn't really... Yeah, there was a lot of just the good guys and I think the bad guys or anything that could force Spider-Man. Because I think they're really just going to put him... He has such a pivotal role in Civil War and in the Avengers and that kind of thing.
Well, they already blew it. They already did Civil War.
Well, and Civil War 2, they...
I don't think they're going to do Civil War 2.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to have most of the characters.
Yeah. So I don't know. It'll be weird once everybody dies, and we have to see what the new Marvel landscape is after that.
After Phase 3.
After Phase 3.
And so for Venom, like, okay, so we just watched the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing memorable about that trailer.
There's a
Tom
fire,
Hardy plays
a
Venom.
death, and something else
and
that
Tom
makes
Hardy.
it seem like he has nothing left to lose.
So anyways, nothing memorable about it. So Tom Hardy's in it. It's just the teaser trailer, so there's really no like plot points or anything. But I'd be interested to see where they're going to try to go with this because I don't know what they're going to try to tie it into.
Maybe there'll be Carnage.
I don't know. I don't even know.
Could be.
I'm a hopeful person, John.
Yeah.
So I apologize.
Maybe Rhino, the Rhino guy.
No, God, no. bring Paul Giamatti in the Rhino suit.
Paul Giamatti as Rhino. That's perfect casting.
Doing whatever that accent. What accent was he doing?
You guys, I'm sure you played Ultimate Spider-Man on the PS2.
I played the one on PS1 that was like the Spider-Man game. Spider-Man 2.
I think I played it.
No, I don't know.
Ultimate Spider-Man's not the one where you're up in the clouds, right?
No, I don't think so.
Not the one then.
It's the one where you can pretty much free roam over New York, and they just put all the comic book characters in there. You can you race with the Human Torch.
Yeah.
You fight Wolverine.
I think I played that.
That one was like a crazy game.
I played that one, and then I remember when like the Tobey Maguire ones came out, they released one that one wasn't terrible, even for like a movie game, which are usually historically awful.
What happened to that new Spider-Man game that was coming out? Did that actually come out? It was PS4 exclusive. I think it's Activision. It looked good.
That came out.
I don't know. But my favorite thing about Spider-Man games in general are the quick time events.
Yes.
But how hilarious they
It's still
are.
pretty. Thank goodness. I was gonna say if I haven't heard about it, that means it was bad.
No, this game looks great. this game looks. I am excited. This may actually be the thing that I buy a PS4 just to play.
Oh wow.
They are doing some crazy stuff with the free roam, the time events, the trailers look crazy. It's like it looks great.
I forgot about this, but
amazing.
yeah, I think I don't have a PS4, but one of my friends does, so I'll just borrow his.
John keeps saying he has friends.
We're all sad and lonely.
Yeah,
That's why we do this together.
Except for Malcolm.
Create.
Because he's special.
It's fine.
What about... So I want to do a new segment where we give all the feedback we've heard. All the like reviews. You know how people do like iTunes reviews? They'll read like their favorite ones?
Yeah.
My favorite one that I've heard from anyone about our last podcast was, we're wrong about Star Wars. And
What are we wrong about?
It was from Eric.
Okay.
What are we wrong about?
Basically everything.
What about?
He doesn't like it very much.
Wait, like
middle of the road.
Like factually wrong?
No, just
Or like
our enjoyment was
we're
was
subjectively
incorrect,
wrong.
Yes.
Okay.
He said middle of the road Star Wars at best. So there you guys have it.
Wow.
He said
which one?
he disagrees.
On what?
All our Star Wars movie. I'll be back.
Wow. Okay.
We got our first hater.
Okay. Well,
He's also, I think,
And the only one
the
who
person who
listens.
listens the most.
Oh
so.
God, he hates it.
So the only person I get. Oh, and my mother has given us feedback every podcast,
Oh yeah.
and it's that we curse too much.
Oh yeah. My mom
Oh,
doesn't
yeah,
listen.
no.
She's like, I don't really
So
care.
if you've noticed, I haven't said I don't think a single curse word the last 2 times.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm,
So you're
I'm
welcome,
the potty mouth.
Mom.
That's
Yeah.
I am the bad influence
Yeah.
for sure.
I'm really sorry, Malcolm's mom.
She says that you guys trigger me because I think she thinks that
I'm a bad
I don't.
influence.
Yeah, I don't curse unless I'm around you two.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
Well,
It's
yeah.
Which is true. It's completely true.
well, there's one thing I've been known for. That's being a bad influence.
Yeah. My phone's dead, so I did that.
So
Anyone else got any favorite comments of the week?
I don't.
This
really
is going to
talk about
encourage
this.
people to give us more feedback.
sure.
Leave your favorite comment now.
All the Hayden kids like it.
Anyway.
Yeah. All right. Well, is that it? I mean,
I think
what's our time at?
57 minutes.
We can talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like your topic.
Honestly, if you watch Cloverfield,
Paradox. on Netflix.
yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
For
I was
you
really
have
convincing.
nothing else to watch. Like
If you have to choose between that and like getting shot and like a kneecap,
yeah, if you have homework to do or
Kinda toss it
something,
up there.
or if
Toss
you
it.
have to go do the laundry and
and you're not actually going to be watching the screen,
you could watch Cloverfield.
I thought it was
Probably not
okay,
as
but
well.
apparently, once again, I am wrong. So
Wow. Glowing
You're
recommendations.
not wrong, but I know you didn't enjoy it
I
as
did.
much as. Okay, on a scale of one, what's your tomato meter then? For
ooh, I give it a 70.
70.
So you're the only one who's seen it, so give us a number.
No.
Well, besides, John doesn't. have
60. I think it's more of a 65. I think it was a 60 film.
I think that it was a 72.
You're such a dick. There you go, Mom. Once again, John made me use a
But I still
word.
think the way they marketed it was the coolest thing. That was fun.
I didn't even know they marketed it.
Well,
I turned on.
They did.
Oh, 17!
Yeah, there you go.
I didn't think it was that bad.
I don't think a lot of people followed it. I think
Wow.
it's not a film
What?
Wow, 17.
for casual watchers.
I don't think it's worse than 50 Shades by far.
Oh yeah, that's bullshit. Like 25% for the first 50 Shades. Cloverfield definitely was better than that.
But 17 fresh. So 17 people said.
There are humanist bits and chunks of Interstellar and Arrival.
Yes.
So in order to set up another chapter of this loosely assembled saga of woe, the Cloverfield paradox eventually dutifully gets around to a non-human adversary in close-up.
What does that?
I don't know what that means.
That's someone trying
The
to sound really
aliens,
smart.
the aliens at the very
We
end.
show all the
Something
aliens. Appeals to the most seasoned
It's hard
followers.
to not be disappointed by the lackluster surprise, which
I don't think it was supposed to be a surprise.
no, the whole point. Oh god dang. Okay, so
There's
now
a reason they did this one on Netflix instead of the movie theater.
yes, that is true.
Like I don't know. Most
the big reveal at the end is a damp squib. What is that?
So
what?
the big reveal is that giant stupid alien
Okay.
coming out. But the whole
What's a
point
squid?
was
Isn't that what if
Well,
you
it's-
like you're born to magical parents, but you
You're
can't
not.
really use very much
Yes.
magic?
I thought they were like those fake blood
Filch.
things, like if you get like for movie special effects.
I don't know. I think you're both right. That's a Harry Potter reference, and I think that's actually what squid means.
Small firework that burns with a hissing sound before exploding.
Yeah,
A small,
so-
slight, or weak person, especially a child. I should have been calling you guys squibs.
Jesus.
Boom! Shot.
Okay, first off, I can use magic. I can use magic on the daily. Second,
Or if it's a verb, it's a kick. The ball.
He
Like a
squibbed
very
it.
really short distance on a kick.
which essentially, yeah. So I can understand why, because I think they said this movie was going to be more about the aliens, and it wasn't.
Who said?
They said it was going to tie in the first 2 movies.
It did.
It did. Yes, it did
That doesn't mean
exactly
it's
what it was
about the
supposed
aliens.
to do. Exactly. I think it was supposed to be, but
None
when
of
they
these
say
movies
that,
are really about the aliens.
they're not, and I don't
It's about
understand why
John
people.
Goodman doing a
Yes.
little dance at a jukebox. Oh God, I love John Goodman.
It's great.
I
He's
just
good.
think everyone thought it was going to be more alien-y because they said it was going to tie in the movies, but like that's never been this franchise.
No.
The first
This
one
is
was
JJ.
still very
The most
loosely about it.
disappointing part about this was that there was no lens flare. How am I supposed to know that JJ's involved?
Malcolm,
What, John?
stop. No.
You just don't like
You
lens
see that,
flares?
John? That's me wiping my hands
You're done.
of your nonsense. I'm done.
Done.
Same with.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Malcolm Cast with John and Soren.
Yeah.
Well, we're changing the name to, right?
Gar.
Malcolm Cast.
Malcolm
Yes.
Cast. Okay.
Malcast?
Malcast.
That's a terrible
Jim-
fucking name.
So now we have a specific podcast for Malcolm. We have a specific podcast for Star Wars. And we have a specific podcast for whatever the hell this is.
The plot twist is they're all the same.
All right, on that note.
Soren, you're the one who presses the button.
Okay.
Dude, I'm not.